up with recipes for you. So several of us, and I'll leave links down to all the channels down below, but several of us are doing videos for you on the first Tuesday of every month on a recipe for a food shelf-stable meal and or recipe. Okay, so today I'm going to make the most shelf-stable, I think one of the most shelf-stable things I have available in the pantry. And so I'm going to be using Thrive only because this is so delicious and I'm kind of hooked on it at the moment. So I'm going to make Thrive's chicken salad. And I bought, this month's delivery, I bought the grilled chicken chunks or grilled chicken dices. So they're diced pretty good size. Like if you would do a chicken salad, you're gonna have a dice on it, right? Those need to be refreshed. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just dish up about what I want for my chicken salad. For this is gonna be enough for a couple lunches. So about a cup, okay, of the chicken salad. I'll have a recipe down below as well, so you'll know exactly. But that's about a cup. And I'm going to use this water. And the other secret you can use is, and I'm going to need a little bit more water, you can use chicken broth. And it'll even give it a more chickeny flavor. But let me trust me when I tell you, this chicken breast is delicious all by itself. So we want to get another little bit of water. And there's instructions on there. So if you don't have Thrive, I don't want you to panic. Let me bring you in close. And you can have a seat, get a cup of coffee, and let's do this. So easy. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have Thrive's chicken, you can do this from rotisserie chicken, obviously. Fresh. It's totally the world is your pickle. So choose what you want. This is going to be my container to take it to work. So I made homemade mayonnaise, and darn it, the camera wasn't on. And it's so quick and easy. So if you want, I needed it for another recipe, and I used that already. If you want a recipe on how to make homemade mayonnaise, that's what you would do in this instance. We are able to use eggs. And like I said, darn it, I was like, oh, crud. I want some onions in this. I'm going to let that refresh right in with the chicken. So these are Thrive's minced onions. And I like about, we'll say a heaping tablespoon. It's not quite a half of onion. And these onions are fantastic. Celery from Thrive, also one of my absolute favorites. I love the, I'm going to do about 1/4 of a cup. So let's get that. Whoops, man down. Let's get that celery in there. And as much or as little as you like. I'll say heaping 1/4 cup. Okay. And we're just going to mix that around. And literally by tomorrow even, the mayonnaise is also going to help hydrate all these veggies. Okay. Now, are we ready? I've got dried cranberries from the pantry as well. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so I just needed to let this sit for about 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. And you can take one of the larger pieces and see that it's already refreshed. And it's just like you just took it off the rotisserie chicken. It's absolutely delicious. Perfect. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the rest of my story. Chef's choice is the perfect seasoning for chicken salad. And I'm just going to eyeball a half a teaspoon. It doesn't take much. You can overdo this pretty easy. Normally, you'd probably do a teaspoon of seasoning in something like this. That is too much. I need Dijon mustard, and yes, I'm almost out. So, let's see if I can't squeeze all of it out of there. We want at least a tablespoon of Dijon. And I can taste it and adjust it, but it's really to your liking. So Now, dried cranberries. Are you kidding? Yes, dried cranberries are phenomenal, and I have to have them in my chicken salad. So a good heaping 1/4 cup of that, and oh man, it's gonna be good. Okay. Now, I am going to add my mayonnaise, and I'm hoping I have enough left. I only made about 1.5 cups, and I already used half of it. So this is just eggs, oil, and lemon juice. So you're just an egg, some neutral oil, vegetable oil. I did an olive oil blend, and you're just going to get that mixed up. So about 1/4 cup of mayo. Now you can also, if you don't have fresh eggs or you don't have a way to make your own mayonnaise, because we're doing this without refrigeration, right? And this is going to be eaten straight away. But nothing is going to come out of the fridge to make this. So if you did not have this, you can go to your local restaurant supply and buy packets, like individual packets of mayonnaise, just like your delis have for you to take home. You can buy a whole box of them, and you've got shelf-stable mayonnaise that you don't need refrigeration for. And I'm not going to be able to resist. I'm going to have to add some black pepper. And then last but not least, you get these in the salad section. These are salad toppers. These are dry roasted almonds, and they're phenomenal. And I'm not going to go cheap on those either. It's another 1/4 cup. And they just add such a great flavor. They add some more protein. And ta-da! The chicken salad. Okay, let's get the pepper. Fresh cracked pepper. 1/8 of a teaspoon. So all in all, you're going to end up with about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of product. But that's plenty for a couple sandwiches, a wrap, a couple chicken wraps, or in my case, I'm going to take this for my lunch tomorrow and the next day. I might even share it just with crackers or low-carb tortilla. Oh, yes. If I do a low-carb tortilla, I will add some grated cheddar cheese to that. And you could add honey mustard if you wanted to add that little flair to it, and cashews instead of almonds. But this is exactly how I'm going to have it. And there's a Pantry stable, quick, easy. Okay, so you don't have Thrive. You can use canned chicken from the store. You can use ugly chicken that you've canned on the pantry shelf. Or like I said, you can use a rotisserie chicken. Same with the celery. I would still use the same amounts, whether it's freeze-dried or fresh. I don't use less of the freeze-dried necessarily. Maybe of the onion I might use less, because the flavor on that is pretty concentrated when it's freeze-dried. And the cranberries are shelf-stable, but they usually only last on my shelf, a big Costco bag, for about a year. But oh, so good. Anyway, that's as good as that story goes. And I hope that this inspires you to put this little recipe in your recipe book. Prepper Potpourri left a link on her video, and I'll have a link too, where you can put a binder together and start collecting all these recipes that interest you, and you will have shelf-stable, easy, delicious recipes anytime you want them. And so now I'm going to take a taste test. You can't do without taste test. What if I need to add something? Now you could add peppers to this. You could add anything you want. But I'm going to take a bite. I've got a bite of chicken. I need a bite of the cranberry. Yum. And I do a pineapple chicken salad with using the, oh my gosh, if you want to see that recipe, let me know. Okay, here we go. Mm. Mm-hmm. The crunch of the almonds are awesome. It is so good. So satisfying. That grilled chicken has a little slight grilled flavor to it. It's absolutely wonderful. And literally, ingredients, white chicken meat and a little bit of salt. That's all that's in here. And sodium-wise, 310 per half cup. 310 milligrams per half cup. So, delicious. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you next time. I hope that this inspires you to make this recipe. It is divine. And do it with, you can do it with all fresh ingredients if you want to. But if you're practicing using your shelf-stable products, this is a great way to get the most out of what you've got on the pantry shelf. All right, and I highly recommend this. My link for all of these are in my pantry at all times. My link's down below, and if you have any questions, please shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to help. All right, bye.